I got Toby has himself a pie plate with some leftover apple pie. You're probably hearing him scooted around on the floor. Sometimes he gets dessert for supper too. Although we'll have real food later. He's really going for it. Jeez, these ones today. So it's September 29th, 2025, and let us check right in with Spirit, get you a storyline. Thanks for being here, everybody. I hope the day has treated you kindly. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. Storyline for the collective, please. We got a lot of stuff going on in the world. A lot of stuff going on in our micro lives, our macro lives. Everything's changing. All right. In the central energy, whoa, that came out real quick. We got the Hermit doing some research. In the challenge position, the Emperor, well, last night, these antagonists, you know, they're getting a lot quieter these days, but they were talking about the prodigal son is back. And some of the masculines I hear, at least one of them vocalized that, you know, he thinks that they should just leave this prodigal son and this divine feminine that they've been targeting for so long alone. It could be this Emperor here. In the subconscious, researcher, in the subconscious, what you finding there, Hermit? What you finding? We got rapid action. Something's going on. It could be information traveling through the Wi-Fi system. In the recent past. Well, we've got the Two of Pentacles here. So there's a lot of things going on for a Three of Pentacles, for a team. Collaborating, balancing, making some decisions. Building something. Intentions and expectations. That came out and spun in the reverse. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So there was lots of stuff going on, right, for this power of three or whatever. But we've got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So if somebody's feeling stuck, could be that they have worked without reward. They didn't get what they were expecting. In the near future. The Nine of Pentacles, life of luxury. Once again, this feminine, and so micro, macro, okay, there's, it could be multiple masculines and feminines, you know, prodigal sons, who had been led back into an ascension from the lower vibrational statuses or whatever. But you're getting a life of luxury, and these curator and his friends are upset because you're getting a life of longevity. Like you're going to get a good long life of a nice, comfortable life. Ten of Cups. Total love and support. Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups. In the environment. The Hierophant. These are unions, divine unions. Approved divine unions. Hopes and fears. Two of Cups. And the outgoing energy. Seven of Pentacles. Regaining, on the edge of this card, it says regaining control, mastery, responsibility. And it says myth too, which is interesting because this curator and their buddies, you know, they found themselves wondering at times what the F this was, you know, there was something like they didn't know. We got entities, beings here that they thought were myth, which is why that word is interesting. So you persevered with the hard work that you did. You weren't just kind of sitting around waiting for somebody to come along and give you what you needed. You actually worked really, really hard for it. And it could be that this pair here, Oh, on the bottom of the deck, we got devil. Devil, fighting with this toxicity, these codependent people. The wheel is turning on that fight with the Queen of Cups. They're disappointed because the Queen of Cups is leaving this illusion or these illusionists behind, walking away from it. And the Queen of Pentacles here, which is a working parent or somebody who is supportive, somebody who's focused on security. We've got transition, leaving, so assisting. It's like this is a protected departure. And you have manifested, we got Page of Pentacles, with your ambitious diligence. You have manifested public recognition in this victory here. Those who were committing fraud and trickery against the High Priestess or in the High Priestess energy are getting divorced out of that energy. Cut out. They might rush forward and try to fight with you about that while you're resting. Reminds me of a past life death thing memory that I had in a meditation one time. It's like I was older and I was in the forest. I had a nice house and it was brown. Everything around it was green, very lush. And it had a solarium off of the front porch or back porch, whatever side that was. But there was a cot there and it was glassed in. And I was taking a nap on this cot in this beautiful weather. It was so gorgeous. And the next thing I know is some jackwagon is coming in to stab me with this sword over and over and over again. So be aware, don't get too comfortable right at this time, because you still got some pretty shady people out there who are bound and determined to strip this from you. And the closer you get, the more desperate they are. And he's got his sword up and he's rushing in. He may be laid to rest. He may be wanting you to laid to rest. You may be planning for the future and he's rushing in, trying to do something because you've got this new opportunity and they have lost everything for betraying you. And they're in a tower. They're in a tower while this Empress, Divine Feminine, is celebrating. The curator and his buddies, they've been talking about hitmen and, isolated incidents, and they've been discussing, your dominant hand collective. They've been discussing vehicle maintenance and functionality. They've been discussing tires. Pistols. Shapeshifter. Assassin. Devil. So watch your surroundings and just be prepared for some kind of malicious energy or entity, kind of hopping bodies or shape-shifting in and out, agent smithing somebody to do a thing. The Empress has taken her 9 of Cups and entering into a 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups union. And so she could be here. This is the Emperor. He's right here presenting a challenge to everybody. Ooh. Because, they've been messing around with this High Priestess. Yeah, they're getting disconnected and they're in a freaking tower because of all the illusions that they did. And they're very upset. They want to, so apparently their leader or whatever this entity is, this black hole, they need to bring balance to, temperance to. Apparently it is a Sagittarius and they need a Sagittarius. Apparently. Whatever this woman is that they're wanting to liquefy, according to last night's messaging, you know, claim the energy and then assume the role or whatever. Apparently this is a Leo, and so they're discussing whether or not this Sagittarius feels, this devil feels they can be successful if they steal the Leo feminine out of this union. So the devil is sitting here trying to butt heads with God and this emperor. The prodigal son is who I think this is, because that's what they were talking about. The prodigal son. Some people want to, they're like, hey, just leave it alone, it's not worth it. And others are completely insane. You know, they're totally in the devil energy. They can't see clearly. So, but the hermit is here. We've got research going. You're looking at all of this evidence or whatever it is that's going on. Apparently some stuff is happening. There's indictments going on. So there's like research and then verification or proof or some supporting evidences which are being gathered, and then charges made. The Emperor is all about protection, structure and stability. Yeah, so you're researching. Somebody's doing some research, and according to these cycles, like fate, karma, something is ending, something is beginning. So it's like there's a lot of research going on as to what has been done, and I guess what that karmic return or dharma reward will be. Narcissist. So we've got an emperor, father figure. He could be offering protection from a narcissist, from those who are too full of themselves, wanting to get into this beautiful little family life here in shady ways, forcing their way in, stealing it. Honeymoon. It kind of came out sideways, but I'm just gonna, since it was mostly in the upright, I'm gonna keep it that way. So we got research according to the cycle. So vengeance or reward is according to the history. The Emperor is here, so there's protection against this narcissist. And we've got very quickly, there's a honeymoon phase. So there could be, this union may be happening very, very quickly. The message was, it's going to be unexpected. I think that's what that was. What was that? Something about vengeance. God is divvying out vengeance, and these ones want vengeance because this Empress and this Emperor are doing stuff that they don't particularly care for. They feel like they're in charge, and the Most High God has different plans. Where was that? Was it yesterday? Did I miss it? Well, oh, here it is. Something, so the message that I wrote was something has been or will be without warning. So we've got very quickly, we've got honeymoon, right? And the cycle is about to begin. This emperor is here dealing with this narcissist. It's without warning. Now these guys, they're talking about, hits, and at the same time, they want to take out this emperor and this empress at the same time. Or there could be military operations happening in different locations at the same time. There may be some kind of strategy going on, micro or macro, people or places. Take it as it resonates. But we got time management for the power of 3 here, trying to work together, this team. Divorce. So they're experiencing a breakup. The team is breaking up. We've got worked without reward. Knight in the reverse. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So they worked without reward. They were under a time constraint. Didn't work out. Communicate. Somebody wants to compromise or to work it out. They want to say, hey, can you just ignore the fact that I just tried to destroy you now and steal everything that you've been suffering and working hard for? Can we just let that go? Let it slide, pretend like it didn't happen. So when this began, seriously, maybe a couple years ago, the message was, this is not a partial reset this time, like it has been many times in the past. This is a complete reset. Just thought I'd throw it out there. We got the 9 of Cups here. You got a life of luxury coming for you. God has determined that it's going to be yours for all of the time, and not only the time that was stolen from you, but the suffering that you had to endure on a daily basis for an extended period of time too. So you're going to get a nice life. It's not gonna be too strenuous on you. You're going to probably be able to do some nice stuff that you want to do. We got Earth sign. Wish come true for an Earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Contentment. 10 of Cups. Total love and support. Divine love. Commitment. Divine love. Serious commitment. The Hierophant is here. So this could be an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They may be doing something with the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 2 of Cups here. Marriage connections, partnerships, proposals. Yes. The answer is yes. 7 of Pentacles. You've been working real hard with sustainable results. And we've got give it time in the reverse. So this says everything in divine timing, let things flow. We've got give it time, and that's in the reverse. So it looks to me like there's no more time. You're coming into the results of your investment. Health, Somebody might be trying to bewitch you, doing a love spell on you. Of course, I figure by now this kind of stuff is probably got some kind of counter wonky stuff going on, according to the Most High or whoever is wielding control of that particular return. Somebody's taking a gamble. They're moving. They might be changing residences. This is a bisexual individual at a distance spying on you. And they know that you've got good things coming to you. They want their pet back. And we've got intuition and guardian. So your intuition, your intellectual property, your life force, your what it is you're doing in your day, what it is you're thinking, you're protected there. There's all those red flags. They're not being ignored. You've got protection. There's a water sign who needs to use caution, because somebody has confessed, made a confession about some sort of magic, and this gold digger is getting let go. They really want back, and they're lying left and right, trying to get into your good graces, but the fire sign is saying no to date night. Absolutely not. Because, they can tell that this is a third-party enemy and that they're about ready to leave. There's a separation going on, and they're trying to get you to open your heart to intimacy, and you're telling them to move on. This person is having trouble, challenges getting somebody pregnant. So I wouldn't doubt it if they've got multiple targets out there right now that they're kind of hitting up, because it's like the wheel's turning. They need to go find somebody's destiny, some decent life path that they can kind of attach themselves to. So there's some soul searching. It could be literal soul searching. I mean, the Hierophant, the Emperor, could be God, could be the prodigal son, together there doing some research regarding what is coming to an end and what is beginning. There's protection here about regarding narcissists. Yeah, so they're looking at what people did in the previous cycle, and it's like they're pulling out the unworthy ones. The Emperor is offering protection from this narcissist. Because their values are all about money. They're not all about family. This is a narcissist. They care about themselves, and they care about weaving a beautiful story that really fluffs them up so that everybody else can then, believe it. We got air travel here. Quick decisions are being made. Air travel, 8 of Wands. We got honeymoon, and we've also got commitment. So this is coming in here. You're doing your research. There's a cycle beginning now. We got some unworthy, narcissistic people here who are all about money, and the Emperor is offering protection from that, keeping them separated out from this divine 10 of Cups and the 2 of Cups commitments. We've got a power of 3 here that were under some kind of time constraints. They were having some challenges, it looks like, balancing all these different things that they needed to get done. But we've got divorce. Maybe they're trying to cause a divorce for this reunion, and maybe it backfired, and now they have been divorced out of this reunion. They were trying to cause a divorce in this reunion, but they were working without reward, and so now they want to try to compromise. They tried to curse this Emperor's and Empress's union right there. They tried to curse them with a divorce. So they worked without reward, and now they want to work it out. You're getting the 9 of Cups, life of luxury. One of this Emperor or the Empress could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We got soul tie, but it came out and it slipped into the reverse. It could be that there's an earth sign who's not getting a soul tie. You're getting this 9 of Cups. There could be an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who is not getting a soul tie, or there's no connection to you in this life of luxury. We'll get more clarification. You've got the 10 of Cups here. Total love and support, blissful divine union, committed. Honeymoon, commitment. 10 of Cups, commitment. It's beautiful. 2 of Cups. Yes, luck is on your side. It's wonderful. We got secrets here, and I haven't told you everything. So it could be that wherever you wind up, or wherever this, things are getting real secret. I mean, things are getting real serious, and it's a secret. Like whatever, there are still some lurkers, you know, peeping toms and astral travelers and such, roaming around trying to find out information about you, collective, and where you are and what you got going and stuff. It could be that God, the Most High, this Hierophant Emperor, they're keeping your location and your commitment secret. It may be Hierophant is here. We've got approval, some sort of approval and guidance. Air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we've got our love is always there despite the distance, inseparable. So he could be making certain that nobody is going to separate the Emperor and the Empress. He could be here, maybe he loves the Empress. Take it as it resonates. We've got the 2 of Cups here, proposal and marriage connection, and we got yes, luck is on your side, and it's time. It's too late for anybody to take any action. It's time for the marriage to happen. You've been working very, very hard, and you persevered through some serious challenges, and we've got give it time in the reverse. It's time. Wow. But you have a red rummer just fantasizing, and it's like they're wanting to send in all of the bad guys that are still doing their bidding, or that are still holding on to this delusion, and they hope that, you know, they'll be successful in at least stripping it away from you. If they can't have it, then neither can you. That's kind of where they're going at it. Unappreciated. We got no more time. For those who did not appreciate the beauty that you brought, they felt you didn't care. There's no more time. You're not giving it any more time. They didn't appreciate you. They didn't care about you. They want to run away. They missed their opportunity. They really tried to hurt you. They don't have a soul tie with you. There is no more time with them. They're overwhelmed here. And it could be that they're overwhelmed with responsibilities, or they're overwhelmed and stressed out because they were unsatisfied with the life of family. And they're guilty of sabotaging that soul contract. And now there's an understanding of how fun and how much joy they got out of putting their loved one in the dark, in the shadows, in suffering, squashing their light. The truth is out about it. It's been revealed, and they're getting detached from irreplaceable, loving people because the truth has been revealed. And so now they want forgiveness. They don't want to get detached. They're very regretful over the lies that they told because they can't get into your space. Or maybe they told lies and it was a habitual pattern to keep you in solitude while they were out there wearing masks and your siphon energy, pretending to be you and doing some crazy stuff. People are gossiping about them and they're confused. This is an unexpected outcome. They're feeling your absence. They made mistakes. They don't know what to do. This very prideful person is part of this chemistry, this passionate whatever, and maybe they're just passionate about trying to fix this connection here. They are looking for a bridge. That's what they were talking. They called it a preposition. So they need a link. They need somebody to link. So they're looking for divine feminine, divine masculine, somebody that they can get a commitment to so that they can bridge over into this new territory where you are moving into. They need to latch on to somebody. They sabotage themselves, these third parties, and everybody's fighting. They are in disagreement about receiving what they gave while they were chasing after your destiny. They want to escape the neglect that's coming back on them. They're still daydreaming about this new chapter with you. They're feeling broken and shattered about what's going on here. You're still trying to heal from the damage that they've caused, and they want to have a conversation. They want it to be part of your destiny, but you're holding back. You're holding back, or maybe they're being held back. We're holding back hope from a reflection. You're not agreeing to it. It's like you're holding back hope. It's like, no, I absolutely not. They tried to destroy your life. This devil, I mean, they really wanted to ruin your health and well-being, cause you suffering for eternity. So they were working real hard to try to divorce this emperor and this empress. That's wild. So there's some research on the past cycle, and they're weeding out the unworthy horse players. Unworthy horse players may have to go back and repeat the cycle. The emperor is offering protection from a narcissist, or micro, macro, singular, plural, whose values are all about money and who horseplay around and hurt people for it and then steal it. They're very unworthy. They just horseplay around. They hurt people and steal from people, and then they dream up fantastic lies. And they're so whacked out in the mental body, they actually believe their lies. So they're a narcissist, and their values are all about money. And we have too many differences. The narcissist wants money, and you just want to get your shine on. You want to produce life. You want to bring forth life. Whether it come from your womb or it come from your heart and your solar plexus, you want this happy, vibrant life, and it just comes off of you. Kind of like the sun, you're a sun walking around on 2 feet. So you're walking among the trees and your light is kind of shining. We got the 8 of Wands here. There's a manifestation. Something's happening very, very quickly. We got honeymoon, and we've got commitment. And we've got kin. Committed kin. You may have a new family. It could be that whoever this new family is, that Queen of Pentacles working on security, escorting you out of this thing here. So they were under time constraints. They were really trying to get a lot of stuff done. These Three of Pentacles. They were trying to manifest a divorce for this reunion, or maybe they are getting divorced out, experiencing a breakup because of their reunion that came together. Take it as it resonates. Explore. They may have. So there's an explorer who's getting divorced out of this reunion. So they're not getting, so whoever this explorer is, this is like a time traveler, This is, so it's a time traveler or an interdimensional traveler. They're getting divorced out because you have come together here. They worked without reward, and they want your forgiveness. They want permission to stay in the energy, this energy that they tried to put in hell for eternity, and just kind of sip off of as they were there on the beach having their margarita or whatever. We got personality in the reverse. So you're not dealing with the personality. You're not dealing with the actors. There's no compromise, or they want you to compromise, but you're not having anything to do with these pretenders. You got your 9 of Pentacles there, and you've got stability. You're going to have a life of luxury. We have an earth sign here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and we've got soul tie in the reverse. It could be that they've lost their soul tie. We've got academics. It could be that they have lost a soul tie based on what they taught, what they did, what they consistently did. Academics. There's a lot of books there. There could have been some kind of forbidden stuff going on. Dark stuff. Yeah, it was bad teacher. Bad teacher. So you got a bad teacher that no longer has a soul tie. So this could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So you're getting a 9 of Cups, and this earth sign, bad teacher, doesn't have any connection to that. You got a 10 of Cups here, blissful, union, committed. It's a secret, like the details aren't out. There's some, caution. It's being handled with care, as is secrets, as is let's look at that. As is, what does that mean, Spirit? As is. What if I forgave myself? What if I was sorry? What if yes was the right answer instead of no? What if what made me do all those things was also what bad got me here? Or had? What if what made me do all those things was also what had got me here? You may want something to be dramatically different. Your ego rides in like the cavalry to make sense of an unexpected and unwanted dynamic. But it is. And so the ego tries to absorb the shock. When you receive the as is in a reading, it's activating a truthful acceptance and acknowledgement of a situation. It requires a removal of your rose-tinted glasses and a willingness to surrender to something that, at least for a time, is manifestly out of your control. There it is. There it is. There it is. So we've got the 10 of Cups, divine love. We've got commitment. Things are getting serious. We've got secret. It's a secret. You don't know all of the details yet, but you are accepting this as it is. This is faith. Trust. You've got the Emperor and the Hierophant here. We've got air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we've got inseparable. Our love is always there despite the distance. And we've got hardship, inseparable hardship. Holy moly, this Emperor, this Hierophant could be dealing with an air sign who is unable to separate from hardship, or maybe there is an air sign here who could not be separated from your love, even though there was hardship. Hardship is not going to separate you. Interesting. It was ordained by God. So you've got the Two of Cups here, a proposal, a partnership, a marriage connection. Yes, luck is on your side, and time. It's too late to take any action. We've got messenger. You might be getting a message soon, whether it be in the mail, in the email, because we've got the Eight of Wands here, or whether it be like telepathic, wireless communications. Seven of Pentacles. You work real hard with sustainable results. We've got give it time in the reverse, and we've got unappreciated. You're not giving any more time to those who did not appreciate you, because you're a damn sovereign being. You worked hard. You worked real hard, and you're not giving any more time to those who did not appreciate you. They didn't care that they had an actual sovereign being who freaking put the nose to the grindstone and did the impossible. They tried to destroy you, but you are who you are, and in the position that you're in because of who you are, you know. You're not pretending. You're getting your chair. There's expectation of a body, like expectation body. So Divine Mother, in one of her aspects, stated that like there's age regression, there is a tightening and affirming of the skin, there is, you know, this they stole a lot of time, and not just in this life, but in previous lives. Like they cut your life short over and over and over again, right? So they owe you a lot of time, and God is giving you a lot of time. So it's like expect body. So your body is going to be renewed. Oh, look at this. We've got observation, and I did not know that was in there in the reverse. We've got, so you could be the new lookout, the new spot, the new, what do they call that? Those fire tenders in the forest when they climb up into that big, tall building, and they kind of look out with their binoculars to see if they can see any puffs of smoke or whatever. It's like maybe this is what you're going to do. You're going to be keeping your eye out for conflict to make sure that it does not happen. Like you're going to be from this tribe. From this tribe. So you're going to be watching to make sure that there's no more conflict with this tribe. You're going to be watching steady. Oops, this was in the reverse. You're going to be watching steady to make sure there's no conflict with this tribe and innocent children or innocent people. Somebody's invisible. We've got, there's no corners being cut. There's no shortcuts. All the I's are dotted. The T's are crossed. All the rules were followed. So it's like they have to go away. Objectivity and Arcana. Objectivity. That one always gets me. Objectivity. I don't know why I don't remember that. Balanced. Maintain a balanced, stable, rational, objective way of thinking, feeling, and behaving. So the Arcana, even after all of this drama from these people who did not appreciate the beauty that this sovereign being or beings was bringing into this realm for them. They just wanted to party and take a big crap all over everybody. So you, after all of that, sovereign being, you are still balanced, stable, rational, thinking, feeling, and behaving objectively. You're not full of malice. You're not out here trying to be vengeful or nothing. That's God's job. Thank God. We got some sort of a promise from religion regarding important things, or the importance of things that come with leadership. These vain people and leadership. So you got to, this spiritual throne is being defended by the evermores. You know, they're going to put up their dukes and they're going to fight for it, and that was prophesied, because we're moving into a time of peace, because they were able to self-preserve through the violence. So now those who were able to, those sovereign arcana beings who were able to be buried and suffer through a tremendous weight of ridiculous chaos and purposeful suffering and intentional driving into like mental instability and all that, you were able to preserve yourself. So now you get peace. It's like you won the war. You get peace and you get this privilege, the status of privilege. There might be a bohemian wanting to make a visit to congratulate you. Somebody who wasn't originally willing to settle down or be responsible, they may be trying to get into your energy to congratulate you, because they're addicted to puppeting and handling those people who are here to offer services. So they want to come in as a friendly person because they still have the desire to be you. You are wholesome, you survived, and you're in your purpose. So you've got these people really spying on your location, you know, of this capable person who's willing to keep it all together, even when being driven by this wise guy hard to go into the driveway. It could be that this driver wise guy is going into the grave. Take it as it resonates. This ancestry. You're remembering what happened to you from these actors and actresses. You're bringing attention to it, and they're going to get disconnected. These witches are being disconnected from the limelight position, or these people who carry a big giant persona, big giant happiness inside of them. Those who were in competition with you are haunted, you know. Could be that they haunted you with a limited perception, and now they're stuck in all this drama. Because love, it's a labor of love, man. It's a labor of love. And there could be, you know, some dead people or some spirits over there that are getting a new path. You know, maybe they decided they don't want to do the labor of these personalities anymore, this backstory. You know, maybe there's some forgiveness by those who actually do care for themselves, because they have an understanding of what happened here with this player who did not do anything, and yet they wanted to appear important while making themselves an absent father. Like they did everything wrong, and yet they're still walking around like they're high value. And it's just time for you to get your home, and they're afraid because it's happening here and now. Justice is here and now. About this snake might be getting martyred. The creator is making a change. Well, it's always interesting how those cards, you know, go in the deck like that. They just kind of tell a story. So you're doing your research, or somebody's doing this. An emperor is doing the research. Somebody's doing their research with this hermit card. into the cycles, into the previous cycle, the one that is ending, and they're finding those horse players that were unworthy of being part of this new cycle. So they're pulling out, they're doing the research, last cycle and this cycle, and they're finding those who were horse playing around, and I guess they're getting a title. They're unworthy of taking part in this new cycle. They're reaching out, trying to connect with love. So they do want to get an intimate encounter somehow. They want to take part in this commitment, but the Emperor is here, and he's offering protection from these narcissists because their values are all about money, and they're targeting your shine. You know, they like to sell energy. It's a commodity to them. Their values are about money. Your values are about getting your shine on, growing your inner garden. They're like you were always picking up the pieces from these people. You know, they were coming out, siphoning your light, siphoning your happiness, and somebody was paying them for that. They're challenged because they're reaching out, trying to connect to you, and you're like, whoa, you know, or at least this Emperor is. Very quickly, we've got the Eight of Wands here. There's a honeymoon phase. Something's starting. The marriages are going to start happening. We've got kin and commitment. You have a new family that is committed to you. And we've got drowning and going under. It could very well be that because of your commitment and this new family tree that you're getting, it could be that your kin of history are going under. They're drowning. It could be that they're drowning. They're reaching out, trying to get you to forgive them like you did so many times before. But when this started 2+ years ago, the Divine Most High stated that you've been too forgiving. It's like, you sweet, sweet person. You're here to be of service, and as badly, as brutally as they treated you, your spirit and your Holy Spirit served up everything that you had to serve up. You were there in this other place serving, while in this place they were mocking you, hurting you, tampering in your energy as you laid in bed getting your rest to go to work the next day, you know, and they were doing all kinds of shady stuff because they shut you down in every way that they could think of with this forbidden magic. They left you alone. So we've got time management, juggling with the Three of Pentacles. They were trying to cause a divorce for this reunion, or they're being divorced and experiencing a breakup because of this reunion. We've got explorer and alone. It could be that they are alone in this with this explorer, or it could be that there's a divorce from that explorer. So this team of Power of Three or whatever, they may have had like some interdimensional coach, some explorer, some time traveler or whatever that was teaching them specific things. And now they've been separated. There's the divorce card that's between them. And we've got the card that says alone on it. So now they're alone. And they worked without reward. They want forgiveness. They want to compromise. But you're not playing with these actors anymore. You're leaving. They're not going anywhere. You're not dealing with these personalities. You're leaving them behind. It's like, no thanks. You've taken it as far as you can go. And walking away is the best thing you can do. So we've got communicate. So they want to communicate. They worked without reward. But it looks like you're not dealing with these actors. You're actually just taking off. You're leaving them behind. They know you're leaving. You got this Nine of Cups, a life of luxury coming up. We've got an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who has lost their soul tie with you. And we've got academics and teacher in the reverse. This is a bad teacher, an empty vessel. And their cup is empty. But they see here that you have this Nine of Cups. And we've got 10 of Cups, commitment. It is a secret. You accept things as they are. You know that it's being protected. Because you've got those people who neglected you. This says not paying attention to what's important. Decide what's truly worth spending time on. We got neglect. We're going to have to get some more clarifiers. We've got the Hierophant here, air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, inseparable. Our love is always there, despite the distance. And we've got hardship. We've got adrift in the reverse. So this is settling down. Somebody could not separate you from love, even though there was a tremendous amount of hardship. You're not set off adrift. You're very stable and connected. Two of Cups, partnership, proposal. Yes, luck is on your side. Time. It's too late for them to take any action. You've got a messenger here, and we've got escape. Somebody might be getting a message. Somebody's getting the message. It's too late for them to take any action. You have escaped because you are love. We've got hard work, sustainable results, and we've got give it time in the reverse. You're giving no more time to those who did not appreciate you, a sovereign being. And what they built on your energy is crumbling. They did not appreciate you. So it's crumbling. Everything that, yeah, and they're tangled up in this dark side. This crazy game of hit it and quit it, you know? Breaking promises for love. Trying to get an exit plan. Man, they're grieving. It did not work out the way that they had planned. They lost. They lost, and they crushed many flames trying to do this from a distance. They could be having anxiety because they can't get next to you anymore, and they didn't see this coming. These playing games with love, they did not see this coming, man. Their needs aren't being met, or they've been found guilty of leaving you in the dark and not taking care of your needs, making promises and then leaving you there suffering while they drew everything out from under you and then accused you of being unstable and unable to take care of yourself. A long road of struggle is what you had, and they made it very, very hard for this diamond, and I think they need to face it. It's coming back on them, this rough road. They got burned, man. They got burned. You deserve a break from this, and the things you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love that you deserve. This is ending. It's ending. It's ending. This secret, crazy drama, this rabbit hole. A childish person wants forgiveness. They're saying they didn't mean to hurt you, but they did it for many years. And you're being aggressive. You're like, get away from me. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Absolutely not. I mean, don't even want to talk. Don't even want to talk about it. Why do they keep talking about it? I mean, how many times can you say no, you know? A whole lifetime, many lifetimes, over and over and over again. No. And so they hurt you worse and worse and worse, and then they get more and more of their invisible friends to hurt you worse and worse and worse. And they're just hoping that you're going to fall into a puddle, one big old fractured heap, and they're just going to come and scoop you up like with their little spoon and gobble. Freaking gobble, gobble. You are peace. Look, you've got gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. You bring peace to whatever it is you're going through, to whatever it is that you're doing. You're not out here messing stuff up. Somebody's in grief because it's over. Their time with your limitless, abundant ability to manifest whatever you want in this world is over. And they're under judgment. They're under judgment. They want to connect to you, but they're unworthy, you know? Oh, and judgment came out again. They're unworthy. Judgment. They're under judgment. They were horseplaying around with love. They jacked around life and trust. And, you know, as many of them were masculines, these dominator tyrants or masculines, you know, none of them are feminines. Some of them may dress as such and identify as such, but they're still masculines. They hate the feminine. And they're upset. The Emperor is here offering protection from this narcissist whose values were all about money. And yours was this shine. They were selling this commodity, shattering it, putting, tearing it to pieces and then selling it. They're having doubt here. Maybe their life is falling apart. Yeah, their life is falling apart. They want your forgiveness. It's like there just can't be, man. You got to go deal with it. And when you think about, like, I'm old, and so life for me, I mean, it's been a long road, and I know that there's been many lifetimes. So some of these people, they didn't have to go through the little short lifetimes that we went through because they were getting the energy and extending. So you've got the Eight of Wands here. Something's happening very swiftly. A honeymoon, commitment. Your kin or the kin of the previous chapter, they're going under because they were lying. Everything they did was a lie. They're drowning under their lies. You've got a new family now. They're afraid of this service, of your service. They're in fear because they're guilty of messing with the mind of sovereign beings. They're really worried because you know that there's no greater goal than to love, and you're successful, happy, thankful, and you persevered by trusting God, the inner voice that guides you back into your purpose with love, supported by your friends. This is crazy. So this power of 3 looks like they've been disconnected or divorced from the explorer that was teaching them how to, curse this reunion. They wanted this reunion divorced, and they wound up divorcing themselves from this explorer. They're finding themselves alone in this situation now. Success. We've got a successful reunion here in love. A relationship that serves the higher good. They were working without reward. We're not dealing with actors and actresses anymore. They want to communicate and compromise, but you're leaving. You're like, hey, we've taken this as far as it can go. There's no saving this. We tried, man. Like many lifetimes we tried, but you just didn't want to be nice. In fact, you got more and more mean. That's terrible. I don't know why, but they're still trying to be even more mean that they have. They're getting out all the nastiness right now. Trying to fling it. Pride. Those who are prideful, they're in regret because you're leaving. There's no saving it. There's no saving it. They were not interested. Absolutely not. The only thing they were interested in was destroying soul ties and family trees. And they were getting paid to do it. All they had to do is go be a whore and break people's hearts, betray love. So there's an earth sign here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who lost their soul tie with you. This is a teacher, a bad teacher, and they're empty. They're an empty vessel. They don't feel fulfilled. They weren't able to fulfill themselves. We've got humor. Ten of Cups, commitment, secret, accepting as it is. We've got neglect and purpose. Somebody neglected their purpose. So this commitment could be secret. We've got accepted as is, but we've got neglect and purpose. You know what you're here to do. You are in your purpose. You were neglected. Somebody didn't pay attention to you. You were neglected and you accepted it as it was. You didn't fight. You didn't feed the beast, you know. You went all halo on everybody. Reached for your purpose. The Hierophant is here. We've got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Inseparable. Your love. They could not separate you from love, regardless of the hardship that you went through. And we've got Adrift. No more. It's in the reverse. And we've got Health. Honoring the physical vessel that enshrines your soul. You're not a weed seed. You took it very seriously. You were committed to settling down and buckling down and managing your health in a good way. In a toxic, poisoned world. So we've got, proposals. Yes, luck is on your side. Oh, too late for anyone to take any action around it. We've got a messenger. You have escaped. Love has allowed you to escape. You are in love. You've got a whole bunch of love here. A whole bunch of love. Relationships that serve the higher good. Oh, yeah. And you have worked very, very hard. You've persevered. You've got sustainable results. And you're not giving any more time to those who did not appreciate this sovereignty of you. You worked for long-term results. You made an investment. You persevered through extreme challenge. And these ones thought they were just going to come in and take it from you, but they didn't appreciate the work, the effort that you did to make it happen. They stole it from you. And now they have no more time with you. And so everything's crumbling. They did not appreciate you and the work that you did to supply them with what they had. You brought balance and a state of perfect harmony. You brought everything that they needed to their world to make life comfortable. And they envied you. They envied you and they left you alone, an empath. Somebody who actually cared for them. But they experienced a failure here because your happiness grew. Like the more they hurt you, the more you loved, and the more you loved, the more they wanted to hurt you. So it's like eventually you're at 10 of wands, freaking everything. You're at number 10, like maxed out on everything. You're on maxed out love for self and whatever you got going on, and you're on maxed out burden, because you're serving so many hypocrites and people who just don't like you. So everything happens in divine order. You're very, very patient here, and you are denying, or maybe these ones are in denial. They don't want to accept blame for the adversity that they brought to you, but they have to. They're receiving a denial from you. You've got your freedom here. You are very, very disciplined, and you've got your freedom. You persevered through all of those challenges. You maintained a state of perfect harmony within yourself and in your environment. You served all these thankless, unworthy, horse-playing, childish brutalizers who spit in the face of God while they were misrepresenting divine masculine in that flesh suit. You're grateful, you're thankful. You are here in service, and this is what you are as a sovereign being, an arcana. And these ones are afraid because they've been found guilty of messing with your mind, your intellectual property, and your connections. All of the bridges that kept the emperors, the empresses together and connected to God. These ones are worried. They're worried about your friends, or maybe their friends are worried. Because you trust and accept the guidance of the inner divine. And you do so with courage. These guys don't know what to do. They have to surrender their need to control you. There is a change in relationships. We're not going to do third-party whoring anymore. They're in grief because this is over. And this is the end of their having connections with your abundance, your peace, and your gifts of the soul. They don't have any of that. You know, they could have just loved you. You know, they could have just loved you and enjoyed the work, the labor that you were willing to do to help them, their lives be good. But instead, they hated you. The more that you gave to them, the more they hated you. And the more that they felt that they deserved. Jealousy. Feral, jealous folks can go get lost, you know. I mean, they're going to have to go somewhere else. They're under judgment. They're unworthy. They were horse playing around last cycle. They're trying to connect to love, but they brutalize love in some of the most horrendous, heinous ways. And they're not going to be an influencer in this world, or perhaps they're under judgment for skewing the influence of this world, for giving out bad influence. Bad teacher. Emperor is protecting you against this narcissist whose values are all about money, and they looked at your shine, your light, your health, your well-being as a commodity. They're triggered here because their life is falling to pieces. They're having doubt. They need your forgiveness, but they're triggered. They're so angry. They hate you. And they're like, forgive me. And it's like, just go away, man. Just stay in your own lane. It's good. Keep all your love bomb and gaslight and stuff over there and just stay away. Nobody wants it because this is a shadow. This is a shadow demon bitch. Narcissist who's used to snacking on star seeds, and they didn't get you. And they're so mad. Because you're the one, see, they've been snacking on starseed billionaire status. Your money, your light, your life, your identity, your connections, your intellectual property. They've been roaming around out there wearing masks connected to your mind, your memories, and pretending to be you while not being love, which is what you are, and a sovereign being here in service to the people. This is a cult leader. So you've got 8 of Wands here. Very, very quickly, you're coming into a committed honeymoon. It could be an actual marriage here. Your kin are drowning, or the kin of the previous cycle. They're going under. They're losing everything. They lied about you. This is a cult leader. They lied. They got into they lied on you for a status of privilege. They wanted what you had. They decided that they were going to claim it and manage it for you, and then frame you as being irresponsible and unworthy. Vampire. So we've got the power of 3, trying to manage multiple things. It could be that they got divorced out of this explorer's energy, their guide, their master, or whatever, their vampire, and now they're alone. Maybe now this vampire is alone. There's a successful reunion here. So they work without reward. They want to work it out, but we're not dealing with actors and actresses anymore. You're leaving them behind. They're in regret, these prideful people, because you're telling them to stay in their lane. You're leaving, and you're like, just leave me alone. I really don't want to deal with you. You're getting your life of luxury, a 9 of Cups. You're stable, and you're content with that. You're getting a wish come true. This earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, has no longer a connection to you, a soul tie. This is a bad teacher. This is a bad teacher. They were teaching everybody wrong. And now everybody's got a freaking empty vessel. They are an empty vessel. They may not even have a soul. You've got humor here. It's time for you to focus on the lighter side of life. It's time for you to be happy and not deal with this. And not deal with this jealousy. You're going to focus on the lighter side of life. You don't want to deal with these jealous people, or maybe they are jealous because they've got an empty cup here, and they're jealous of you and your happiness. And it's like they need to make you miserable so that they can run around and pretend like they're happy. You're a legend. You're a freaking legend, and they're being warned. They're being warned to what? They're being warned about self-care. Perhaps they were warned that you are a legendary self-care freaking billionaire. You know how to take care of yourself, even when they shut you down in every way possible. Your soul knows. You're getting divine love, a divine commitment. We do have a secret here, though. I haven't told you everything. We've got neglect as is. And purpose. Shadow. So there's a 10 of cups here. There's a commitment. Now we do have it looks like we have somebody who's not telling you anything. They actually neglected you. Okay. And it could be that you just accepted it. There's a secret here. They neglected you. And you just accepted it. It could be that these people ignored, they neglected their purpose. They just stayed the same. They just stayed the same. They just stayed needless feeders, snacking on whoever they were in a commitment with. Things are getting serious regarding commitments. The secret is that you've got a shadow demon here who was neglecting their commitments and their purpose. They chose to stay as they were. They didn't put any effort in. But there's changes coming for these divine unions. We got the Hierophant here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air sign, inseparable. They could not separate you from love, even with all of that hardship. You are settled down. You're settled. You are stable. Your health is good. We've got feral here. Somebody is feral. Somebody's feral. They could not separate you from love, no matter the hardship that they gave to you. You're solid. You're settled. We've got health. Health and feral. Honor the physical vessel that enshrines your soul. Somebody is feral. Somebody is... Well, you got the Two of Cups here. Marriage, yes. The answer is yes. It's all about love. It's too late for these feral people to take any action. You're getting a messenger here, an escape. You have escaped. You've escaped this troll. There's a troll that wants to use your love as an escape. See, you're about ready to get out of here. These people think you're a bitch. You're a billionaire status. The way you care for yourself, the way you love, is unmatched. And it's not what everybody said it's supposed to be. It's about self-care. It's about taking care of yourself, being responsible. Caring about yourself enough to where even if they make your life like Twilight Zone to the 10th power, you're still going to do what is necessary to take care of your life, because living is a privilege. And, getting to know who you are and what God planted inside of you is a privilege. So, if it's not painful. So you worked with sustainable results. You're not giving any more time to those who did not appreciate you as a sovereign being. Everything that they built and stole from you is crumbling because you remained balanced, regardless of the 10 of Wands. You know that all these people, all of them were putting you in a 10 of Wands, and you carried it like a champ. You're an oracle. You're an oracle. You're a balanced, harmonized oracle. Somebody may be coming in trying to love bomb you and gaslight you. They didn't appreciate you. You're a legend. You're a legend. There may be an oracle telling your story. You're a legend. Somebody is being warned. Somebody was warned about your ability to take care of yourself. A billionaire status. Maybe this is like one of them. What do they call that? Lifetime story or whatever. Earth Woman. There's a story called Earth Woman that they like, their reality TV show or whatever, that they like to broadcast into these other dimensional realities. They really dig it when they can broadcast the sounds of suffering into these places so that they can get all the slaves afraid and so that they never rebel or whatever. There's a narcissist who thinks you're a bitch. Probably because you are announcing, you're just like telling it out loud, go F yourself. Starcy says, go F yourself. Hello, loud and proud. This is a snacker, a fashion witch who's been snacking on the goodness and the gifts of a unicorn. This troll does not deserve to have any connection whatsoever. They did the very least to gain the very most, and they trauma bonded themselves to an empath, and then they drove that mind with the technology and the other stuff. As an organic transmitter receiver of the divine, you receive messages and you send messages from this realm to that realm, and these ones are, they hacked the consciousness, and then they started driving soap operas and terrible energetic disruptions, which would then, you know, affect the magnetics of the temple and all that. So there is a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory, or somebody is talking about that. It could be that somebody is spreading a tinfoil hat theory that the simp, the one who does the most for somebody who cares the least, is getting the land back. That is a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. That's not actually happening. So be warned, that's a lie. We're already at an hour and nearly 30 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and pull these little cards just to top it off here. Right in here in this area. Okay, we got research, cycles. Those who are horse playing around with love have been found unworthy. They're under judgment for being a bad influence, a negative teacher, a bad teacher, a negative influence. They're trying to connect to love, but love is eluding them. They're under judgment for what they did to love and for the bad influence. They, Divine Mother said that they were leading people down a path of incoherence, complete malarkey, complete hogwash. They were leading people down. We've got friend. Somebody wants to be your friend. This could be a friend that is trying to reconnect to you. Maybe somebody wants to be friends, but they're unworthy. You got the Emperor here who is offering protection from this narcissist. Their values were all about money, and they sold your shine. Curator said that the merchandise, meaning the energy, the life force vitality, your ability to heal and to regenerate and transmute death energy and sickness energy and all that good stuff. That was your merchandise, and they were using it to make themselves better. You know, they were transferring all kinds of sin and crap onto the light-bearing beings, and they thought that was real great. I mean, they were able to, you know, people would pay money. Okay, you go put my sin on that person. Okay, get rid of my sin for me. Get rid of my sin for me. And people were paying that. And now, you know, they got to pick up the pieces. They're having doubt. They want forgiveness. Oh, please forgive me. You know, you were faithful. You were loyal. And now they're triggered. They're absolutely triggered. They could be triggered that you have gotten forgiveness. That's what I think this is. They're having doubts. They're triggered. And I think they're triggered because you've got forgiveness. You're faithful. This Emperor is faithful. He is the prodigal son. He's faithful. He's loyal. He's dealing with this narcissist. These false people, these pleasure seekers, they're in a misfortune. Everything's coming apart. They lied. They're in a mental prison. They could be having some issues with their mental body. Very, very quickly, you're coming into a honeymoon, a good, beautiful commitment. And these kin are drowning. They're going under because of all the lies they told. Could be a cult leader here with a status of privilege. They lied on this Empress so that they could take the wealth. And it could have been while this prodigal son was away. Like, I think these people were supposed to protect that Empress, and instead they buried her and separated her and shut her down in every way possible while still pulling off of her in the spirit and all of her services that she was here to supply, while they were framing her, wearing masks on her energy to try to keep her trapped there forever so that they could continuously pull off of her. We got Psy. There is a cult leader, a privileged cult leader who is Psy. They're very prideful, and you know, they're upset. They're upset because there is a successful reunion here, and we've got the power of 3 being disconnected from this exploring vampire. They're left alone, or they're having to do themselves something alone. We've got priest in the reverse. It could very well be that there's a priest who got divorced, and now he's alone with this vampire. Maybe he went into South Node and he's there alone with this this exploring vampire. Somebody, this is time traveler, dimensional traveler, and now this South Node priest is what? The fodder. He might be getting feasted on by this vampire. Because the reunion happened and he couldn't feed the emperor and the empress to this vampire because God stepped in and said, not today. Not today. We've got conversation in the reverse. So, yeah, they worked without reward. You're not dealing with personalities. You're not going to deal with actors or actresses who are trying to frame you for all kinds of horrific, heinous things. They're in regret. They're very prideful. They're in regret because you're leaving and you told them to stay in their own damn lane. And we've got conversation in the reverse. You're not talking to them. It's like you're leaving. They want to communicate, but you're not talking to them. Nope, absolutely not. We got wedding here. You may be going on a journey soon. There's a wedding, a honeymoon wedding. And I don't know, you know, like, so, and I think I've mentioned this before. I had a vehicle accident many years ago. But timelines were shifted so that I could still be here because in one of those I had perished. So it was really interesting because of the dimensional shift or the timeline adjustment happened like that. And it was like nothing happened. I was still in the same place, in the same car, in the same accident, but where I hit the tree was different and I lived. So, but the timeline happened just like that. And I think that's probably what's going to happen here. It's like, it's just going to be like, the unexpected, whatever this is, it's going to be unexpected. It's going to be like, boom. This surprise honeymoon, air travel, boom. Just kind of a shift. We've got surprise. Surprise, a wish come true. You're no longer soul tied with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This was a bad teacher. They drove everybody into failure. They set everybody up for failure and they drove them into it and everybody gleefully went for it. They're jealous. This is an empty vessel. Their cup is empty. They don't have anything to fill their cup with. They're very jealous of you. Still being happy. It could be a surprise, or maybe you're going to get a surprise. Maybe you're happy about some surprise. Maybe you are a surprise. Oh, because you still love. Because you still love. Everybody's surprised that you are still loved. And you're getting this wedding. And you're going on a journey. And you're getting a whole bunch of money. Well, it's what you work for. You work real hard with the Seven of Pentacles. You work real hard as a sovereign being. You're not here to just F around and be lazy and not accomplish anything. You put your freaking nose to the grindstone, and then once you get the patterning down, you start working on speed, getting it up. How fast can you do it and still keep quality, right? You don't take this creator business frivolously. You don't run around being jealous of what other people are doing. You're too busy improving on your own stuff so that you can add value to your soul and your life. Some people got their values all wrong. We've got 10 of Cups here, commitment. Things are getting very serious. Somebody, something is secret, or somebody's keeping a secret regarding neglect. It could be that those who lied and kept secrets about you are being neglected, or maybe they neglected their purpose. They just accepted things as they were and served this freaking shadow demon. They neglected their purpose and they tried to keep it a secret. They neglected their purpose and they tried to keep it a secret. They thought that if they made a deal with this shadow demon, that they could really keep it going. They had a plan. They were working one side against the other, and all they had to do was feed this light and this powerful energy, you know, to this shadow demon. And they were going to get a profit and a portion and, you know, have all their sin transferred, you know, so that they can run around and pretend that they were pure. soldier. So the Hierophant is here. We've got air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We've got inseparable from love, no matter the hardship that this soldier, this feral soldier, put you under. See, you were solid. You were committed. You dug your heels in. You put the roots down, and you focused on maintaining the physical vessel that enshrines your soul. You poured happiness into it, love into it. They were not able to separate you from love. And even while the whole world and everybody in it, seen and unseen, wanted you to feel some kind of negative way about yourself, you said no, because you're a being of love. You're a sovereign being of love, an empress sovereign being of love, a legend, a billionaire status, cosmic legend. And you got a feral soldier here who's they're right here in the environment. Okay, you're stable and you're focused on your health, and you got a feral soldier here who wants your money. Or maybe they're going to prison because they tried to take your money. They might be here right now and trying to take your money while you're celebrating. See, this is a pleasure seeker who's coming in. This is a feral soldier who's in a mental prison over your fortune. They may actually be going to prison. We've got pleasure seeker, false, cheerfulness. This person may be coming up and pretending as though they're congratulating you or that they're happy for you in some way. But this is an enemy who's going through a severe misfortune, and they're in melancholy over the scholar, this negative south node bad teacher business that they've been dedicating their life to. They're in despair because of a child, or because you're seen as innocent, and you're seen that way because of the consistency, like, not the interferences, but how were you, what was your status, between all those psychic attacks and energetic manipulations and all of that. So what were you normally, consistently, right? And these ones, they're praying to God. They want consolation. They're in trouble because they stole a house, or they've been trying to steal the house of this Empress Emperor. They're in trouble. They're praying to God. I don't know what God they're praying to. They're not praying to the Hierophant. They're trying to be a soldier with this Hierophant. The Hierophant's putting them in a prison, a freaking fortune of a mental issue or whatever. I don't know, because they were loyal to the shadow demon, which is a foe. So now they're praying to who? Are they praying to the Hierophant, or are they praying to this shadow demon? There's a sweetheart is getting serviced, or is offering a service, or is here in service. We've got a letter of hope, and we've got happiness. Merchant, selling a gift, happiness, selling a gift. Somebody may have bought a gift. Lover. Oh, hold on. So we got happiness. All right. So you've got a merchant here who may try to give you a gift. Okay. They may try to present as a lover, but we've got death here. So that they may try to, do a thing. They're sick about this reunion and the fact that you got your wings. So there's a servant here who's waiting in the room for a message, a telepathic message. There's a young woman who went to the doctor, and an old woman who is a widower. Maybe she did something to this young woman. Who knows? Everybody's thinking here about the wife and the Lord. Or maybe they're thinking of each other. Take it as it resonates. Well, I gotta do another one now. We'll do one more of these. So yeah, it's like I guess when you burn all the bridges, it's kind of easy to cast an illusion. But when those bridges start being repaired, and God starts getting all the downloads or uploads or whatever, all of a sudden, serving two masters doesn't sound like a good idea. But it's a little too late because all of the evidence is there. So nature, we've got nature, the nature. Hermit here, researching the previous cycle to find out who was horse playing around with love. They're found unworthy of love. They're reaching out, trying to connect to it, but it's eluding them. They're under judgment for acting as a friend while being a negative influence, or maybe being a negative influence to friends, gaining friends just so that they can drive them or steer them down a wrong path. We've got nature, so it was their nature to do this. What else we got here? Spirit. 32, number 32. Divine energy. Connecting with Mother Nature. It could be that they're under judgment from Mother Nature. The Emperor, offering protection from this narcissist who's been using the shine, the life force, vitality of suns and stars to gain wealth. Faithful, loyal people. They're in doubt. Their life is falling to pieces. They're triggered because you have gotten forgiveness. You are seen as faithful. This is the prodigal son. God has welcomed him home. It's really wonderful. And these people are triggered because they can't resist. They can't resist it. They can't fight against it. They can't resist it. They're having doubt. So here's the thing that I don't understand. If they knew that there was, they had two fathers or whatever, and they knew that why are they triggered? Why did they think that God was not going to know? And if he found out, why did they think that this wouldn't happen? I don't understand why they thought they were going to be able to continue pulling the wool over God's eyes like that. Did they just think that the illusion was too grand? Well, the prodigal son, is probably a carpenter. I mean, he's building bridges. Or repairing them. So we got air travel. Something's manifesting quickly. And again, look, like without warning, like I wrote down in there, something's going to be without warning. It's going to come on suddenly. It's like no man or woman or any entity will know the hour or the day or the time. It's going to come without warning. This commitment, you're going to air travel. It's like, boom, you're going to be out of here. And you may not even be out here. You may still be in your location, but it's like you'll be in a different dimensional frequency. Or space and place. I mean, there's no time, there's no distance, technically. There's a privileged cult leader who is sighing. They're haughty. And something's coming on without warning. Like they're going under for lying. These kin that's connected to this cult leader. Community. Here. So with power of 3, trying to balance something, got divorced from an explorer, time traveler, dimensional guide, whatever, and they're alone with a vampire, and we've got priest in the reverse, and we've got community. And we've got reunion and success. So this could be that there's a successful reunion within the community of people who actually love. And that vampire is over there all by himself with that priest, South Node priest. So they worked without reward. You're not dealing with actors and actresses anymore. They want to communicate and work it out, but you're leaving and they're being told to stay in their own lane. Their conversation is in the reverse. It's like, no. And these prideful people are in regret. They cannot change the past. And you're leaving. Again, you're leaving. You're leaving. They're told to stay in their own lane. You're soaring. You're flying. You're the air travel. Air travel. Some kind of. I've heard them talking about particle events. I've heard them talking about transport. You know, and in Star Trek, they got that particle event. And it seems to me this anger thing and, you know, revenge, like it's kind of like there are entities trying to steer groups of people into a specific mindset or energetic signature, you know, fueled by some kind of emotional, magnetic chaos, right? And it's like they want to guide everybody into this or corral them into this frequency so that they can, like, I guess, have a particle event and transport them somewhere. This is what I'm thinking. It's what I'm picking up on. And I know there's technology out there that can do it. It's just that we haven't seen it, I suppose, since last time this happened. But it's going to come without warning. You won't know it. You're just going to be like, boop. And there you are. So, in a life of luxury, calm, cool, collected, you'll be able to go smell the flowers, plant the flowers, you know, dig yourself a little trail and make yourself a little bench and just sit there and meditate with your feet in the dirt or whatever. Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, does not have a soul tie with you any longer. This was a bad teacher. They have an empty vessel. Their cup is empty. They were not able to harvest you. They're very jealous of your humor. They're surprised. They're surprised at the weight of your happiness. Perhaps it is heavy. Maybe it was hidden. Maybe they didn't realize how light your spirit, your heart is, how light it is. A few months back, maybe a year or so, folks were going and getting their heart weighed, like Osiris was weighing people's hearts. So it's like you were light. This is this card reads, what does it say? I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So it's like you have this light in you. And so you got this heavy, heavy weight coming up out of the water. And it could very well be that nobody recognized just how light you are. Even while heavily burdened, you carried it as though it was like buoyant, right? So you got this wedding. You are a being of love. You're going on a journey soon. You're going to get some money. You're going to get a house. You're going to have some happiness, some stability. Like nobody's going to be able to curse you. Your business, your home, your land, whatever it is you choose to do with your life, they're not going to be able to curse you. You've got a 10 of Cups here, a beautiful divine love, totally loving and supportive. It's a commitment, and it's a serious commitment. And you got, it could be that it's, there's some secrets, like it's secret. It could be that people can't spy on it. Like those who were neglecting you can't spy on it. You're in your purpose. You know what you're here to do. You are as is. You accept it as it is. You're not demanding that, God lighten your load or whatever. You just buck up and do it because you're this gigantic being who takes family and the stability, the balance, and the harmony of it seriously. You're an oracle, a legend. But you do have, so you accept things as they are. You're very committed to your purpose. There's a secret here, some kind of secret about neglect. A shadow demon foe wasn't paying attention to what was important. They were trying to jack around your purpose, or they just settled for the way it was, and they decided to be an enemy and serve that shadow demon with commitments, with marriages, with neglect. Sacred space. Sacred space. It could be that, this purpose, this sacred space, it's going to remain a secret to the shadow demon foe who neglected you. Like, what's going on in this divine union here, this commitment? You're in your purpose, and you are as it is. It's like it's the way that it's supposed to be in this sacred space. Yeah, and so those who are keeping secrets, or maybe this sacred space is secret, like they won't know where it's at because they neglected you. They didn't pay attention to what was important, and they didn't build any skills. This is just a foe, a servant of this shadow demon. You're getting your sacred space, so it's going to be a secret. It's going to be kept a secret from neglectful shadow demon foes. Isolation in the reverse. You're not alone here. You're not alone. We got the Hierophant here. We got air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You're inseparable from love. They could not separate you from love, regardless of the amount of hardship that they put you under. A whole lot of people were sticking you with the Ten of Wands, trying to stick you with the Ten of Swords. But you settled down, you planted your roots, and you got yourself firm, and you grounded, and you honored the physical vessel that enshrined your soul. You did what was necessary in order to bring yourself to health. Looks like love escaped, offered you an escape. We've got a feral soldier here who's in a mental prison regarding your fortune. You're not alone. They're upset you're not alone. You're not in isolation. You're out of isolation. They're going to prison because you escaped, because they couldn't separate you from love. They were trying to steal you, your fortune. Oh, they're in trouble. You're no longer alone. Oh yeah, you're out here shining. And you got your Two of Cups. You have been seen. You have been heard. Luck is on your side. You are a being of love. You're committed to love. You're committed to seeing the good in all things. It's too late for this troll to do anything about it. Love has given you an escape. And they got the message. They got the message that they're stuck in this illusion. They were trying to do mirror magic on you. As troll. But they got the message that you escaped. You escaped their mirror magic. And it could very well be that now this troll needs an escape because they're stuck in the illusion. You have worked hard with sustainable results, and you're giving no more time to those who did not appreciate the work, the hard work, and the presence of this sovereign being. They were love bombing, gaslighting, and then trying to destroy your reputation and your happiness. And what they built off of your effort, what they stole from you, is now crumbling because you're not giving any more time to love bombing, gaslighting thieves who did not appreciate the effort and the labor and how much suffering you endured so that they could have a decent life. You're an oracle. You're a legend. You are balance, and you bring a state of perfect harmony to your world, your inner world and your external world, regardless of the amount of suffering that these ones layered you in. I am so grateful to the Most High for being so dedicated to the truth and, research and verification of that truth. It makes me so happy to know that there are actually, honorable, royal people out there. Somebody's at risk. Somebody's at risk because you're not giving them any more time. There might be risk here. So you're balanced. You're balanced and you're planting seeds and you gained your freedom from this battle, which means these ones are at risk. Their whole life is falling apart because they have no more time with you. They weren't able to trap you in an eternity of suffering, so you are free. You know that they were a manipulative, lying sack of crap. They did not appreciate the effort and the beauty that you offered and gifted their world. Instead, they gave you a battle and just fighting, and stealing everything from you that you worked so hard for. And they didn't give you any. They didn't give you any. I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here. I hope that it clarifies something that you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody.